And I'm live. Welcome to the Will Studios. This is Will, and we're drawing Nam Sayin again. The previous live stream, of course, you're one of the 0 people who watched it. We did page 1, page 2, here, page 3, because basically Naruto lands in Vietnam, is the premise. Okay? And it should start just like Naruto, with him jumping out, having stolen some big ass scroll, right? This is a fat version of Naruto with like Goku hair. Uh, he activates the scroll, and it's gonna send him to Vietnam. Okay? And I'm watching Platoon to try and get into the mindset of where he's going. Because from now on, it's not necessarily a Naruto. There's going to be like, he's a fish out of water. But his jutsus are still going to work. He's going to be able to catch ambushes and stuff like that. But where's he going to land? You know what I mean? And that's where I'm at right now with the plotting along. Because, the first 3 pages just flow right out. Because obviously this is what's going to happen. If it happens any other way, it's from a person who's never read Naruto and doesn't know what the job is. And so now I've been thinking about where he lands. My initial idea was that he lands with the Vietnamese. I'm going to have to learn how to spell. With the Viet, like in a... I guess it would be like a farm converted to like a resistance camp or something. Because I might have to watch a documentary or 2 on Vietnam. Because everything I've seen, it really would, were there drug dens? Like in Tropic Thunder, the drugs were in like Laos, where they were filming or where they landed or whatever. So I don't know what I don't think the drug trade was a big thing in Vietnam with the Vietnamese. And I might be like, I'm just going off intuition, But it seems like I'll look into that. But anyway, I was going to have him land with some civilian resistance fighters, kind of be like, oh, where am I? And then them freaking out, like, who the hell is this? Because he would be dressed like a clown, I'm going to give him, like, a jutsu that lets him understand different languages. But then I'm thinking, okay, let's make this more like war focused. Because if he lands with a group in the with the Vietnamese, and he gets and he's on their side first, and then he switches sides maybe to the Americans, but we kind of got to figure out what the ending's going to be. What's the big punchline going to be? Because we do want this to be funny, I imagine. And not all the humor can come from just the awkward situation of the whole thing, And he is going to have Saiyan-like abilities, too. Like, he's going to be able to focus and transform, because we're going to need that to happen at some point. But then who are the bosses that he's going to fight? What are the challenges he's going to face? He's going to have basic jutsus, because he's going to be a very young ninja, probably only like 13 years old. Let's see. He could be in a POW camp, right? So the first person he meets could be someone who's been tortured, right? So he shows up in one of those like little cages that we see. I think the last time I saw one of those cages was The Boys, right? Because Mahiko or whatever. Forgive me for not like knowing the names. But anyway, she was in a cage like that at one point. Probably kept him pretty cramped. And he's kind of fat, so if he's a fat dude that like shows up inside this cage with some bloody like American, the American's like, Jesus Christ, you know, and he immediately like breaks him out. And then the story can start off with him having broken out this American prisoner and learning about the war that way while being pursued by the Vietnamese. And that could be fun. That's more fun than any of my ideas with him befriending the Vietnamese, I think. Because at some point when you're thinking about like concepts like that, you got to get into the specifics of it. I should buy Mighty Golden Patriot just to see what Flash did and see if there's actually any good writing. Because who knows? It might be okay. It might be something I enjoy. I don't know. I don't like the scarf. The scarf is really, for me, what... I don't know. Egyptian... Like, the Mighty Golden Patriot is a Power Ranger during World War II, and he's, like, Egypt-themed. Could be cool. I don't know. So, but yeah, now Naruto's gonna show up. It might be tough getting a job from Ethan Van Sciver if I'm like middle of the road on the people he's beefing with. But we'll see. You know? But if I'm going to make a parody of Yellow Flash's comic in a way, like, you know, it actually, like, the idea of it is a parody of Yellow Flash's comic book, but the story has literally nothing to do with it. A more direct parody would be, like, if I wanted to do, like, the pissed off iron anarchist. And I put him in World War II. Or maybe not anarchist, like capitalist. Or, anyway, give him a moniker other than Patriot, right? Because the Mighty Golden I assume that the Mighty Golden Patriot is very pro-America. And the pissed off iron... Maybe just give him an Iron Stallion. If there's only one of them, and we're going to give him themes... don't even call him a Patriot or whatever. Like, what is the Patriot's Zord look like? What's it look like? Is it a Sphinx? Is it a pyramid? Do I need to buy the comic book to find out? Do I need to pay $17 shipping to buy a comic book? Anyway. Let's roll with POW Camp. In the spirit of moving this shit along and getting it done in the timeliest fashion possible, because that's kind of what I set out to do last night with, I banged out 3 pages, like, which are, you know, you might look at them and be like, wow, those are really rough. You know what I mean? And they are, because I literally scribbled them out. But I'm not going to polish them too much beyond this. You know, I am going to come back and add some things and clean it up. But for the most part, you know, it's a manga. It's something, you know, we're drawing in a hurry. We're drawing all this in a hurry. I'm not going to do this like I'm doing Release. Release is an important story that I love. So I'm going to continue to take my time with that. But this is hilarious. So let's bang it out. You know? Let's bang it out. So these ninjas from his village freaking lost another kid. Lost a freaking another kid, decided to steal the scroll that they don't tell you what it does. It's supposed to teleport people. They're like, the scroll of teleportation got stolen again. If someone could master that spell, they could just teleport around. They'd be unstoppable. They'd be impossible to catch. But no one's been able to master the scroll. Should I give this guy a hat? Like, all the ninjas in, like, Naruto have, like, a flavor. You know what I mean? Some of them are cooler than others. So you should give some of them, like, a unique look whenever we show people, like, from his village. Because I imagine we'd, you know, they'd become relevant again at some point. Alright, so there, sorry, I'm just going to really quick. Let me just take a note. They're using shotguns. They're using... What are these? I'm just showing off my ignorance. I'm sorry. Are these M16s? I'll just grok it. I'll ask Grok, like, what are the weapons that they was using in Platoon? You know? And I'll trace some models. Or I'll get used to the way they look while I watch this movie. Barely watch this movie. I'm drawing while I watch this movie. Anywho. Jesus Christ, man. Just so angry. Man, Charlie Sheen was just really upset at this guy. And I wasn't paying attention. I don't know what happened. Dr. Cox is here from Scrubs. I love it. Why haven't I seen this movie before? Oof. Oof. Jeez. Is that the freaking... I gotta look up the cast to this fucking movie. Jeez Louise. Alright. Where was I? I want him popping up in a POW camp. And... we'll have him... like, where am I? Jeez, it's cramped. And I guess that'll be a close-up. I kind of wanted him to, like, put his hand on his head or something, but... and I guess I can kind of do that if I cheat in his palm. You know what I mean? Gee. Jeez Louise, dude. Ugh. This movie's pretty intense. He just freaking shot this lady. She was freaking screaming. I might have to turn this off while I draw. Jeez Louise. War ain't pretty, man. We're gonna drop Naruto into the shit. Okay? I'm gonna have to watch the movie at some point and be like, alright, I'm gonna have to... I got a little watch list of Vietnam movies. Alright, I gotta give him like some squinty eyes, like... and no nostrils. I gotta prevent myself from giving him a nostril. Can't be doing that. that a little smaller, because it's literally gonna be like, where am I? Oh, come on. My pencil does this where it stops talking. It was freaking to the tablet. Why is it so cramped? And then he's got to look up and he's got to be face to face with some dude, or he's like looking down on some dude. Now, what's this POW looking like? I gotta have their eyes like level. And he's gonna be some like 18-year-old, kid, got drafted. Maybe he's like, how many months in? I don't know. I gotta decide all that. He's gotta be like super surprised. He's gotta be like kind of emaciated. Like he'll have sunken cheeks. Meanwhile, this fat fuck has like anime feasts regularly. No more of that. Give him like a cut. Like he's been getting just beaten up. Gotta remember, like, don't dwell on anything. He's got his little goatee or whatever. So my first instinct is to like zoom out on like the town and have like the shaky building thing like ah. Let's do that. Alright, and we'll have where did they keep their prisoners? We're gonna have this building. There's gonna be a larger building here in the foreground, I think. There's gonna be some like foliage. Definitely. Did they had multi-story buildings. Looks like thatched roofs. We'll put some. I think I just paused it. I paused it on like the village scene. It's like, let's waste every last one of them. Like, geez Louise, dude. Like, it's hard to draw if people start killing kids. But let's unpause it, or let's like rewind it a little bit. Where do we get a good shot of like this little town or whatever? Is that it? Motherfuckers. The village which had stood for 1,000 years. I had to rewind at the beginning because I missed the whole lead up to the freaking the torture. What's up?
I'm just.
No, you're good.
So, what are you doing?
I'm drawing and talking to 0 people on the internet.
Doing a recording?
Yeah.
Well, you have fun.
Alright. So let's put a well. Say the well is like right here. And I'm just stealing from the movie. The look of this thing. Let's get rid of my initial building. Get rid of that parallel like roof. Like this one. A little bit bigger. Give it that look of the tin slats on the roof mixed in with the straw. Gotta give it that long overhang, you know, for all the rain they probably put up with over there. Is there like windows? Looks like they have like slats that they can roll. Maybe that's what I'm seeing.
I mean, make it fall over.
Anyway, nobody's gonna be like really looking at this too much, but plenty of random foliage here. I'm gonna have this stuff in the foreground. So here, let's. We don't need too many things. Let's move the well off over here and put like a little sort of building over here. It's like meant for pigs or whatever. Or kind of wanted it to be in the background, I guess. Put like boxes on the outside. Gotta use like some details to bring the little village alive, you know? Like, put a random cage here, maybe. Looks like they got pigs. You know what? That building does need to be bigger. Just for the aesthetics, you know? Does it just look like furry? Whatever. I'll actually put a metal tin roof on top of this thing. To kind of borrow from the other building. I don't need to like directly rip off buildings from the movie. But I gotta add those bamboo trees pretty much right where they are in the movie.
Yeah, even though crumbs have been sticking to my feet anyway.
Yeah, and that will happen as we're cleaning, but so much better. I finished tidying that up right away. I'm gonna get this rice cooking. Well, I don't know if you noticed this, but we can actually hear the difference when it's not my infant, it's just us. Pitch of the water changes a little bit. You can hear the bubbles changing. It's fascinating. Yeah. See what you think today. Oh, isn't it cute? I have one of those. Yeah.
That looks terrible. I should probably announce these streams if I want anyone to show up or know that they exist. Like, at least on X or something. So let's take this and make it a little more like that. Does that make it look weird? I just want to add room for the...
You did this. Well, hold it up.
How does he scream? Should I just do an ah?
I'm doing this. Counts as different.
Please tell me you remember that. It's one of my favorite parts because they actually came up with a little jingle. How fun.
What? Does the dude scream and he stays calm? I'll just do an ah. It'll be like Vietnam 19. What do you think? When it was only like 2 years, right? It's like 67 to 69, or was it 72? Did it go on till like into the 70s? Come on. Let me ask Rock real quick. When was, I'm gonna say, worst fighting in Vietnam War? 1955 through 1975. Alright, 65 to 68 was peak U.S. involvement. So we can comfortably put... Alright, Battle of Duran was in November 1965. We lost 300 Americans, thousands of Viet Cong died, apparently. Tet Offensive was in 68. So let's put it in 67. 1967. All right, so that would be page 5. Hold on a second. No. Merge down. 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We've arrived in Vietnam. Alright, I'm going to end it there for now. It's pretty early. I'll come back a little bit, maybe